Well, while you and your band were coming up in the early days, you were getting to know and hanging around with other now very well-known bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and so many others. I'm curious if you remember a piece of advice or something that you learned from one of those guys that you think maybe helped you over the years. Does anything stick out in your mind?
Not really. No. I mean, I was so shy. I was very shy in
Hmm.
those days. And I used to be in awe of them. I mean, when we supported the Beatles in 1964, and we travelled down to the stage as we went on, and they were in the elevator, and I couldn't, I just froze. um, but I do remember uh,
Were you kind of starstruck by them?
totally starstruck. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
totally couldn't
Hmm.
open my mouth, and that goes on still to today.
Really?
I mean, I recently I got in an elevator, and there before me was Judy Collins. I was going to an awards dinner, and Judy
Uh-huh.
Collins was there. And I'm a big fan of Judy Collins. I think she's absolutely wonderful, and she's a stunning looking woman.
Uh-huh.
And I just froze. I couldn't. I wanted to say something,
That's
but I just
hilarious.
you know. Um, and it still happens to me quite a lot, but
Wow.
it's better now than it used to be. But it's still not easy.
Well, you were contemporaries with the Beatles. I mean, I think that their star kind of rose a little bit quicker and earlier than some.
Oh,
Um,
they were 2 years earlier. With really, and they kind of started at the end of '63, big time in '64, weren't they? And
but
we were
you were
'65.
socializing with all those guys to some degree, correct?
Well, we supported them. We were the backup band.
Uh-huh.
We went on before them, and bands like the Kinks, the Rolling Stones, well, all of them really. We there wasn't one of those Mersey bands that we didn't support somewhere
Sure.
in a
Sure.
club somewhere. Fantastic days though, and they were all a great bunch of guys. I mean, that was the one common thing. Uh, Brian Jones, I was particularly friends with. I seemed to have a rapport with Brian. I got on really well with Brian.